What is rejection? What is this gut feeling like we were punched in the stomach every time we experience the sensation known as rejection? Rejection is something that a lot of people struggle to get over. Rejection is something that always reflects on people's mind. People seem to ruminate and just constantly think about rejection that they almost stop in place because of it. Rejection at first glance is seen as a denial. It's seen as a no. Whatever your request was, whatever you were asking for, no. But you see, that's your mind playing tricks on you. That's your mind saying no. Welcome back to my channel, the Samurai X Mindset, aka known as Glacier, breaking down the icebergs of life. And today we're really talking about what it means to go through rejection. As you're on this journey to becoming your best self, you will encounter rejection. Not everything is supposed to be easy. Not everything is supposed to be a green light. Sometimes the road is closed off and there's a U-turn sign. But the question is, how do you handle it? Rejection is a feeling that nobody enjoys. Rejection is something that takes a piece of your heart every time you experience it. A rejection can be something as, small as asking a girl out and she says no, to wanting to get a loan from a big corporation and they deny your project. Rejection can come in all shapes and sizes, but still that pain of just being told no, it hurts. I know it hurts. I've been through quite a lot of rejection, I could say myself. And I know that you have experienced some rejection yourself. What I need you to do though, you can't only look at the bad thing of rejection. Now, what rejection is meaning, at first, you weren't good enough. You didn't meet these requirements, you didn't meet the criteria to get that approval. That's why you were rejected. You gotta understand that that's only the beginning. Rejection is never, ever the final say on your journey. One rejection will not break you. 2 rejections won't break you. 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 cannot stop you. The special thing about us humans is that we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. We don't have a slope line of growth. Some days are better than others. Some days we're just so low that you second guess yourself on everything. What makes us human is our determination, our character traits. When you deal with that rejection, you can't let that eat away at you. You can't let that be your end. You can't let that be the end to your story. You can't. You have to keep going. Everybody's been rejected. But do you know the success stories that you hear about are from the people that accepted those rejections and rejections and rejections and rejections and still were persistent? You can't let rejection break your determination. You have to want it more. Dig deep within yourself. The reason you want to grow, the reason you're on this journey of trying to be the absolute best version of yourself is because you want to get something deeper within yourself. You know that there's something deep within you, that potential that you have. You just have to reach it. And listen, it's okay if you don't get there at first. It's okay if it's a long journey because you want it to be a long journey. It's not going to just come to you easy all the time. No. There'll be many breaking points throughout your journey. Every milestone that you hit, there will be an obstacle standing in the way. And only if you're strong enough to climb over it, go around it, or even destroy that obstacle in front of you, can you get to the next stage, the next level. Let me ask you something, and be honest with me. Were you ever rejected so bad, you just lost will, motivation, just any strength in your body to continue doing what got you rejected in the first place? To elaborate more, let's say you were cut from the team. Let's say you were working out to get a girl and she still said no. Let's say that you were practicing all the time for your driving exam and you still did not get that pass. Did it completely crush you? Because if it did, the follow-up question is why didn't you try again? You see, I already know what the answer is. I couldn't go through that again. I couldn't go through that emotion again. I couldn't. And you see, that's where you messed up. See, another thing with rejection is that rejection is such a strong feeling, invokes such a negative emotion out of us. Rejection makes us lose sense of the way our mind is directing our thoughts. When you deal with rejection, then you start to second guess yourself. You start to doubt yourself. And what happens when you start to doubt yourself? Now you are holding yourself back. You are hindering your own performance. You can never, and I mean never, overthink your situations. You can never doubt yourself. Because I know what it's like to be an overthinker. I was a big overthinker myself. And when you're an overthinker, it's terrible because it's a 2v1 every time. You gotta think about it. It's you versus the situation at hand. And when you're already in your head, that's like adding another opponent. So now you have to deal with two things at once. Your mind is getting off track, your mind is getting off the rails, and then you're still trying to take care of the scenario and the situation that's in front of you. You can't allow yourself to be stuck in your own head. And rejection does that to you. Rejection, unfortunately, does bring out bad traits within your mental patterns. Because when you feel rejection, it's always me, always personal. I'm not this, I'm not good enough, I didn't do enough. You're not wrong. You didn't do enough, but it's not the way that you think. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. Do you know why rejection is so important? Because rejection is a test to your character. Rejection is to see how determined are you to get this no matter what. Do you know why so many things hold more weight than others? Time. Time is the reason why certain things have more value compared to something else. Because time is something that you can't get back. Time is something that when you put it into something, you want it to invest and come back to you. Because when you give your time away, you can't get it back. I'm 19 years old, and up until this point right now, I cannot change anything that has happened in my past, but I can control my future because I can control the present. Do you know what rejection says? Rejection says you haven't did enough. You haven't put enough time into this. Why do you think people hold the NBA to such a high regard? The amount of time you have to invest into playing basketball, it pays you back. The skills that you get, so that way you can get the job that you want, get the life that you want. That's where the approval comes in. That's when you get accepted, because you have so much time put in that it's almost like you were loading up a bar, creating a key, so that way you could open that door to your success, open that door to your future. All rejection is just a test to see if you really are who you claim you are. All rejection is a test to see if you will still have the determination and that fight inside of you, that willpower to keep going. You can't look at the final picture. Everything in this life is unpredictable, but you can control what you can control. And you know what you can control? How you invest your time. So to wrap it up, don't feel bad about rejection. Rejection is not to say you are a failure, you are a disgrace. No, rejection is just a test to see how badly you want it. Because you're going to get rejected multiple times. But I can guarantee if you can endure the heartbreak that you're gonna feel and the emotions that are gonna be thrown your way, and you still discipline yourself to keep going, I guarantee you won't even remember that rejection. Or maybe you will, because like I said, it's a test to your character. I know you're strong enough. So please do not let that temporary no stop you from that potential yes. Keep going, keep putting the work in. At the end of the day, I ain't a preacher. I'm just a guy talking.